Okay, my dear students, now I am trying to introduce the topic econometrics. It is a branch of economics. Economics is always a challenging subject which deals with the future course of events based on history and politics. So, economics is a different subject which explains the future course of events and related to scarcity. When there is no scarcity to raw materials, then there is no economics, then there is no management studies. Therefore, economics is an important, significant subject. And for the analysis of quantitative economics, we use two branches. One is mathematical economics. Econometrics. Econometrics is defined in different ways by different economists. Here I am introducing a very simple, direct definition. It is a social science. A social science in which tools of economic theory, mathematics, and statistical inference are applied to the analysis of economic phenomena. That is a quantitative analysis. It is used for understanding economic theory, used for analyzing economic theory, used for predicting the future course of events, and used for policy formulation. So mathematics and statistics plays a vital role in analyzing economic data. Therefore, econometrics is a subject which is a social science in which a resultant of, a multiplier force of economics, mathematics, and statistical inference are combined together. Therefore, it is defined as social science in which tools of economic theory, mathematics, and statistical inference are applied to the analysis of economic phenomenon. That is, econometrics is a sum, it's a resultant of economics, mathematics, and statistical inference. Econometrics is a quantitative analysis of economic data by using mathematical tools as well as statistical inference. That is, a set of data related to economics is collected, classified, and analyzed for predicting the future course of events with respect to mathematical theories or mathematical tools and statistical inference. So what are the different steps in econometrics? What are the methodology of econometrics? And as usual, there are three phases. One is planning, second is execution, and third one is analysis. The subject econometrics has several steps. Mainly there are 8 different steps. They are: one is statement of hypothesis, that is definition of the problem, definition of the objective, statement of objective. What statistical analysis are going to apply in economic data? Our hypothesis, that's the problem. It should be clearly defined. That is the first step. The problem or objective or hypothesis of the situation should be clearly defined. That constitutes the first step in econometrics. Second one is specification of mathematical model of the theory. The mathematical relationship. The mathematical relationship should be clearly defined. For example, Keynes' income expenditure model or an economic model. It should be specified in mathematical statement. That is a second step, specification of our objective in a mathematical model. And third one is specification of econometric model. Economic model and econometric model different. And in econometric model, some elements of uncertainty are there. So it is called probabilistic model. That is our defined variables from economics and some influence from the outside forces, or they are known as exogenous forces operating from outside. They are also to be included. It is called econometric model. Therefore, the third step constitute specification of econometric model. And fourth one, first three constitute the planning. Fourth one is the execution. First step, for any analysis of model, we need numerical data. Obtaining the data related to the economic variables. Third one is, fifth one is estimation of parameters of the econometric model. We can collect only the values of the economic variables. What is the relation between them? What is the statistical significance? For example, our MPC, marginal propensity of consumption, they are known as a parameter. If there is any parameter, they are to be estimated. For that estimation, we use statistical as well as mathematical tools. And the sixth one is testing of hypothesis. The first one, statement of hypothesis. And the sixth one is whether that problem is to be accepted or rejected. That is, either we accept or we reject our problem, our hypothesis, using data collected from and analysis conducted from the statistical tools. And the seventh one is prediction or forecasting. That is the analysis, and after the testing, we formulate a decision, we formulate a prediction. That is the final stage of the econometric problem. And the last one, using the model for policy purposes. We are using it for predicting the future course of events. That is the different steps in econometrics. Statement of hypothesis, specification of mathematical model of the theory, specification of econometric model, obtaining data, estimation of parameters of the econometric model, testing of hypothesis, forecasting or prediction, and finally using the model for policy purposes. And this is the problem of econometrics. And each point constitute different concepts of economics. So econometrics is a study of simply the analysis of these 8 steps. That is the econometrics. So first one is mathematical economics. There is application of mathematics in economics. This stage is the application of economics in statistics and mathematics. Application of mathematics in economics is mathematical economics. Application of economics in mathematics and statistics constitute econometrics. In econometric analysis, the most important stage is the definition of econometric model. There is a mathematical relationship explaining the relationship between variables, economic variables. Before introducing an econometric model, we have to understand an economic model. Here, an economic model is given. For example, we take Keynes' model for consumption. Keynes' model for consumption. Mathematically is defined as y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2x. It is a two-variable model. X and y are variables, and beta 1 and beta 2 are two constants, generally termed as parameters. Parameters means unknown constants. X is the income. Here X is the income. Y is the consumption expenditure. Beta 1 and beta 2 are two parameters, some constants. And in this case, in the Keynes model, beta 1 is the intercept, and beta 2 is the marginal propensity to consume. Beta 2 is the MPC, marginal propensity to consume, which lies between 0 and 1. Marginal propensity to consume. In short, that is MPC, marginal propensity to consume, which is a constant lying between 0 and 1. And beta 1 is the intercept. And this is a linear regression model. linear regression model. That is the mathematical terminology of this model. And here some additional explanations are given. What is X? X is the income. It is termed as, in linear regression model, it is termed as regressor or cost variable or independent variable. Whereas Y is the consumption expenditure in this Keynes model. Y is called regressant or dependent variable or effect variable. That is, in economic model, there is regressor, independent variable, which causes variation, and regressant, which is the effect variable, which receives the effect of the dependent or regressor variable. So this is an example for economic model. Then another one is econometric model. In econometrics, the modeling is the most important and significant step. What's a model? It explains the relationship between economic variables with the help of parameters. And the parameters are to be decided from real statistical and economic data using statistical techniques. So economics data from economic variables is necessary for explaining or using an econometric model. Here in an econometric model is specified as Y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2x plus U. And it is known as a stochastic model, whereas the economic model is deterministic. The factors are specified, known in advance. Here Y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2x plus U, where U is not common, not finite, not fixed. It depends on several other factors. So it is called probabilistic, or in economics it is known as stochastic model. Stochastic. So what is the difference between economic model and econometric model? Economic model is deterministic. Econometric model is stochastic or probabilistic. And this is the model. Y is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2x plus U. This is the Keynes model for consumption modified in econometrics. This modification U. What is X? X is the income. It is independent. It is a regressor. It is the cost variable. Y? Y is the consumption expenditure. Y depends on X. Consumption depends on income. So Y is the regressant or dependent variable. What about U? U cannot be predicted in advance. U is operating from outside. So U is the disturbance term or stochastic term. X and Y, in this one, X and Y are prescribed in advance. X is included in the model. So X and Y called endogenous variables, the variables which are included in the model, where U is operating from outside. So U is a exogenous variable operating from outside. This is also a linear regression model. This is a linear regression model. So an econometric model is a linear regression model. Linear regression model. The two variables are regressor, independent variable, and regressant, dependent variable. So our first and most important step in analysis is measuring the parameters beta 1 and beta 2. Beta 2 is the MPC. Beta 1 is the intercept. As said earlier, the same in just like the parameters in Keynes model. Beta 1 is the intercept. Beta 2 is the MPC. We have to estimate beta 1 and beta 2 depending on the collected data from economics. So this is the econometric model, and our problem is estimating beta 1, beta 2 and U from real life data.